Hello, my name is the Bluebird. Welcome back to my channel. First, let me just say thank you to all you new viewers and subscribers for your support. In my last video, which was sort of in this similar format, a talking video, I talked about my mental health, my experiences with depression and anxiety, how they're portrayed in the media, and my past of suicide attempts. Today, I want to go into depth about my time in a psychiatric hospital and also things that help me personally with my mental health, and they might help you too. So thanks for coming, settle in. First, let me start off by saying if you or someone you love is experiencing a mental health crisis, please know you can call or text the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. I'll put the links to it in the description. And if you live in the state of Connecticut like me, you can call 211, which is a crisis talk line. You can talk about a variety of issues. You can get crisis intervention. It's really beneficial. So let's begin. I was committed to my local hospital psychiatric unit on January the 2nd of 2018. But the story really begins about a month or two prior, last December. I had gone off my medication, which was a bad idea. I realize that now, because I felt like it wasn't helping, and going off my medication only made me feel worse. I had been struggling with suicidal ideation for weeks, but that day I decided to act on my thoughts. I remember this building downtown where I live, where my father told me a woman had jumped off and committed suicide. So I went to that very same building. I took the elevator to the top floor. I went up the stairs to this door that had danger, high voltage on it. So I decided to turn back, go downstairs, and call 911 because I truly believed that if I asked for help, that I would get it and I would feel better. So I did. I called 911, and an ambulance and a few police cars came and took me to the emergency room. Now, mental hospitals in the media are portrayed as being a holding cell for the dangerously psychotic and completely detached from reality, where they're medicated so heavily they don't know which way is up. And for a long time in history, that was the case. It wasn't until Dr. Philippe Finel, a French psychiatrist in the late 1800s, advocated for the humane treatment of the mentally ill, that things began to change. The hospital I stayed at was pretty basic. It was just one floor in a T-shaped hallway. There was a community room, and all along this one hallway there were rooms with two beds in a sort of looked like a small dorm with a bathroom, and some of those rooms had a shower. I talked to the head psychiatrist at the hospital, and we both agreed that it would be best if I stayed for a few days for my safety. My experience was pretty well. I only stayed for a few days, which from what I heard is shorter than most people. And here's what a typical day would be like. You get up, get breakfast. By the way, hospital food, in my opinion. Anyway, you get breakfast, take your medication, and you have a morning group with everyone where you would discuss your goals for the day. And then throughout the day there would be other groups to discuss personal experiences, coping mechanisms, and sometimes play games. And there was a head psychiatrist and a nurse on hand that you can talk to one-on-one for counseling. And you weren't allowed to have your phone or laptop, and for obvious reasons, no belts, razor blades, shoelaces, or drawstrings. And you were allowed in the other patients' rooms. Someone had to come check on you every 15 or 20 minutes just to make sure you were okay. If you did something bad, it would be every 10 minutes or every 5 minutes and so on. During dinner time, where the final group for the day would meet, that's when visiting hours were commenced. My mom and aunt visited every day to make sure I was okay. And after dinner, you can watch TV or just walk around the hallways. And throughout the day you could read or draw or talk to other people. And at night, before bedtime, they had cookies. So there's that. One of the main things I did was do a lot of reading, and one of the books I read was It's Kind of a Funny Story by Ned Vizini, which ironically is about a teenager who is committed to a psychiatric hospital and after a suicide attempt. This book struck a chord with me deeply because it perfectly describes what it's like to live with depression. When you have depression, your mind conjures up the worst possible scenarios in your head and makes you feel like you can't do anything about it. For example, the main character's main worry is what his school will think of him when they find out he's been hospitalized. He worries that he'll be expelled, which means he won't get into a good college, which means he'll end up homeless. But in the book, the principal is very supportive. And after talking to his friends, he realizes that some of his friends have the same issues as him. Another thing I liked about the book was its places an importance on what's known as creative play. Now, creative play is an activity you enjoy that allows you to express yourself artistically. For him, it's drawing maps, and when he gets out of the hospital, he makes it a goal to draw maps more often, and it's implied that he goes towards a career in art. For me, that thing is music. I have always loved music. I love singing, I love being in the choir, I love school plays, but sometime during my sophomore year of high school, I stopped, and I don't know why. Anyways, so when I got out of the hospital, I started taking singing lessons, I took an acting class, I was involved in my college's theater production of The Addams Family the Musical, and I didn't get a big part, but I just loved the energy, the feeling of being on stage, doing something that I loved so much, and I made lots of friends. Some of them had even been hospitalized like me. Some of the other things I do to help with my depression and anxiety is read, listen to music, get plenty of exercise, and eat a healthy diet and stay hydrated. All of those things are scientifically proven to help. Also, I've been doing a lot of meditating. Meditation has been shown to reduce stress, calm anxiety, and help you get to sleep faster. One of the things I noticed after meditating for several days was that this pain in my neck that I got from stress completely vanished, like magic. Another thing I love to do is to just be outside in nature and the world. I live pretty close-ish to the beach, and the town I live in is an hour's train ride away from New York City. Every time I go there, I just get this feeling of, I get this certain je ne sais quoi about being in the city, surrounded by people, seeing the sights, taking pictures. It's just magic, and all of those things help me. But overall, the thing that helped me the most was continuing to go to therapy and to take my medication. Talking to a therapist and working out your issues with a trained professional with no biases or agenda is shown to help not just the severely mentally ill, but everyone. And if you are experiencing stress or anxiety or depression, I recommend you do see therapy. You will not be disappointed. Were you ever committed to a psychiatric hospital? And what helps you with your mental health? Let me know in the comment section, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you think it will help. Peace and love. Bluebird out.